Hi everybody, my name's Jim, but you can all call me Jimbo. So you might be wondering who I am and like why I'm here and talking to you. So we're going to cover a few things before we get started. So one thing, I'm going to give you an introduction about who I am. I'm going to talk about what it's like to work here at T-Mobile, and then we're going to go over like what it's like to be in the training environment and what to expect over the next few weeks. So first off, let's get started. My name's Jim, but once again, call me Jimbo. I grew up in Idaho in a very small town called Parma. I also grew up in another town called Ontario. And still to this day, I sometimes miss Parma. But if you've never heard of Parma, don't worry about it. No one's heard of it. They do have a drive-in movie theater, so that's neat. I come from a family of, I have four other siblings, two brothers, two sisters. My mother is an artist who actually teaches kids how to draw and paint. My father is a nurse, so he's very literal though, so he wasn't big into art. However, my mom is, and so, which actually leads me to what my hobbies are. I love to draw and paint. It is something that I do in my off time. It really helps me relax, and I find it very enjoyable. One of the other things I like to do, I love reading books, and I'm a big comic book nerd, so I really enjoy comics, and mostly the Marvel universe is one of my biggest knowledge bases. Really love that stuff. However, DC's still cool too. I have three furry babies, also known as Ned. He's a dog. And then we have two furry potatoes, also known as guinea pigs, named Jeff and George. I have been married for about 15 years almost to my lovely wife Misty, and I have a 13-year-old son named Gabriel. Although if you ever met him, you'd swear he'd think he's going on to 25. I really enjoy having fun, making jokes, and that is something that's going to come up during our training time frame, because I do enjoy using humor while we are going over any sort of like discussions or anything like that. So I do want to be very clear. You're going to hear a few dad jokes during the time that you're here. Now, I've worked in call centers for an awfully long time, around 13, 14 years, and most of that call center experience surrounds in sales. So that actually gives me a lot of room and a lot of abilities to help you, being able to teach you how to be influential with your words, being able to correctly identify what the customers are saying because of like how they're communicating with you, and several other things. So get ready for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. A little bit of what it's like to work here at T-Mobile. I have to say, working at T-Mobile is honestly the best place I've ever worked at in all my time working in a call center world. And we did win for the second year in the row, Idaho, best place to work in Idaho, and we definitely earned that. T-Mobile has a lot of positive energy that goes through the building, and it's a lot of fun to work here. But there are other things that we have here that really helps make this the best place to work. One of those things is that we do have a gym that is free. We have a cafeteria that makes some amazing food. And we also, even outside, have some basketball. We have a basketball hoop, putting green, and even if you're into frisbee golf, we even have like a frisbee golf, like holes that you could throw frisbees into. T-Mobile does like to have a lot of fun, so there's going to be a lot of times and opportunities that you're going to hear us being very excited and just having a good time. It's a blast really to work here. There is another thing that T-Mobile's known for, is for being Un-carrier. So what that means is that T-Mobile's made some decisions in the past that have made it super fun to actually be a customer, because they actually give us what are called communities, and that's what you'll be working in after we're outside of training. Well, now what will happen is that a community covers a certain region. Now I'm from C14, so what I covered was, of course, Utah mostly. Now I used to live in Utah at one point, so that was what drove me to there, is because I can easily relate with the customers that are there, because I know how they are, and also I know the areas that they are into and stuff like that, and it does actually cover where I lived and stuff. It's pretty fun. It's pretty awesome to be talking to customers that you've talked to before. A lot of the customers do know me by name that have called in previously, because I'm the only one who answers the phone saying that I'm Jimbo. So it's a lot of fun. to be able to have that relationship with those customers. It builds a lot of trust with them, so it's not a game of roulette, more or less, when a customer calls in, because they're calling into the same group of people that they've always will be calling into. There's going to be a lot of potlucks that are going to happen while you're in here, so I do want to, because I love food, and I make some mean queso, so if we ever do nachos, I got the queso. So you guys will definitely enjoy that whole process. And this is actually leading into, of course, talking about what the training experience is like here. Now, T-Mobile does something amazing. It's very hands-on experience. We're going to be using a lot of the tools in here that you would actually use out on the floor. There are different systems for different things, such as there's a system for bills, to look over the bills, and there are systems to actually talk about like any sort of technical stuff and several different things. So it runs the whole gamut. So we're going to have a lot of fun going over those. Part of my training is that I like to do what are called discussions. So we'll talk about a thing, and then we will all as a group have a discussion. Now, it's highly encouraged that you guys are participate during those, because that's actually just a win for you. You're going to learn about how the systems work, and you're going to learn about several other things, policies, procedures, and things like that. But it's going to be a blast. And I'm very excited that you guys are here so that we could be able to go over these things. So once again, my name is Jim, and I want to welcome you to T-Mobile.